Certainly does. It's going good, man. Had a interesting weekend. It was a really good weekend. How about yours?
Good, yeah, same. I was a little uneventful, but for the most part, good. Yeah, let's hear it. Interesting.
Yeah, so, starting Wednesday, the sickness is going around,
Yeah.
right? And so I got that a few weeks ago. So, I was looking for a musician to play, and everybody was sick.
Yeah.
Like everybody, 5, 6 people I called. So that got taken care of. And that's always fun. It's always fun because you can have, like, in that moment, if you're, this one, it was a lead guitarist. Right?
Yeah.
In that moment, when you get a call and don't have a lead, like the lead guitarist says, hey, I'm sick, you can have a whole new show. You can reinvent. We're talking, I went through, all right, we're going to call Randy. No, we called Randy for the past 2 gigs. He's probably sick of us now. Okay. Am I going to get a lead guitar? Am I going to get a keys? Am I going to get a horns player? And that's just so much fun. So picking the player, that's always a fun. And then we did on Saturday, it was a benefit with the Natty Lovejoys for their Jamaican family after Hurricane Melissa. So it was me, Bill Fleming, and then their lead guitarist showed up, Andrew, and then the Lovejoys with Yachty Westfield.
That's cool.
It was like old school. That's like
that is old
what
school.
I grew up doing, like hanging out with them. And we got to talk about it. You don't looking back on your career, you don't realize you've done it for the time that you've done it.
Yeah,
but those
for sure.
memories are so thick. And there was a new crew of Camp Reggae kids in there, and they said, who are you? Have you ever been to Camp Reggae? And I'm like, no, never in my life,
That was your, you used to do that pretty heavily, right?
That was, that was where,
Georgia?
That was where I learned it all outside of like church, what it looked like to do music at all.
Is it in Georgia? Is it North Carolina? I can't remember.
Turtletown, Tennessee.
Tennessee. Okay.
Yes,
So it's out there by the Ocoee.
and I'm talking like for those of you, if you zoom into Turtletown, you'll see the tri-state area like right there. You're basically in Georgia, Tennessee, and North Carolina at the same time. But that's right beside Ducktown, and there were chiefs in the area: Chief Turtle, Chief Duck. Top of the Ocoee. And so then that's what made me find the Ocoee, which is what was another part that just added so much to my life. So.
Yeah. Well, that's cool, man. I think I saw them on your Sunday show too. Is that right?
And then they came out, right? So they're okay. So then I got a call from Lake a couple days before, and he said, "Hey, the Whalers are coming through town."
Oh no!
And I said, "Oh, that's incredible!" I was like, "Yes!" I was like, "This is insane." He said, "And by the way," and I was like, whoever you're going to book, before he said anything, I said, if you don't book the Natty Lovejoys, that's like the greatest mistake you could make. I was like, because that's like true, the realest of the real. And so they booked him. So that was another great thing that happened this weekend. So then, because of that, they said, well, let's come to Barrel House, see where we're going to be playing.
Oh, nice.
And they played 3 songs. And that's family harmony, three-part family harmony. It's insane. So, May 1st. May 1st. Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
That'll be cool.
It's going to be I love the Whaler.
Yeah.
We grew. All of us grew up on it. So
for sure,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
And you do a. Speaking of, I was thinking of you because you do Lion and Zion.
Yeah,
right.
Iron Lion Zion.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, what a great song. That's a great reggae song. We've gotten in. We do a couple of bluegrass, a couple of Bob songs. We've done bluegrass. We've done that one. And we've done. I think we've done 3 actually. But yeah, Bob. Reggae, bluegrass. They have one thing in common. Like that whole smack on the 2 and the 4 that makes reggae is the same thing that makes bluegrass with that 2 and the 4.
That's right. Yep.
The same thing happens on bluegrass. It's just a mandolin chuck. So they really you can kind of translate one to the other pretty easily.
I remember I was like super excited. So I came out of Bible college and I was like, had my degree and I was proud of myself. I'd studied music theory for like 6 years and had all the knowledge and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, Jati said, "Hey, I want you, if you're looking for work, come play guitar, And I was ready to go. And then he would say, A minor G. And we would do that for 30 minutes. No solos. Chuck. And I'm telling you, if I did a waka, he would turn. No. During the song. Mm-hmm. I remember one song, and this is just showing, these guys really have been patient with me. But we were at Camp Reggae, and they were doing a festival there that wasn't Camp Reggae. It wasn't a reggae festival, but we were still playing. And Jati and I had cooked for 16 hours that day for these Spunions, hippie kids that were EDM festival.
Yeah.
I didn't know. Then he was like, "Well, do you want to play guitar?" Greatest honor of my life, to play with them, And so I get up there and I don't know the chords.
Yeah.
In between verses, he's calling out into the mic, not a talkback mic.
Yeah.
But just F minor, B, C, and I'm just blood red making it through this set, And he never brought anything up to me. He was just like, "That's amazing. That's how you do it." Blah blah blah. But I would say, as far as being on the road, seeing what music can do for your life, the Lovejoys have taken it as far as they can.
Yeah. Are they from around here?
They are. So Jati is from Kingston, Jamaica. I believe that Marla is from Brixton, London, and then they met in New York when Jati was playing, I believe, with the Congos, living in New York, and then Marla was a reggae legend in New York as well.
I gotcha.
And so then they married. They eventually went to Arizona, right? And then eventually came back to, I believe, Florida, Atlanta, and now Camp Reggae.
So they live out there?
They live. Yes, they've lived out there for.
I didn't realize that.
They've lived out there for 25 years.
Oh wow, that's cool.
26 years, because in 2000,
I knew they'd been around forever, but I didn't realize that they lived out there
forever. And if you talk about there were no people like them in that community.
Oh, for sure,
right?
Town, yeah.
And what the fortitude, the perseverance, the attitude. I mean, Jati showed me. He was like, "Hey, look, if you're going to be a musician, it's not going to be easy."
Yeah.
And I was afforded a lot of advantages that he didn't have. He used music to get him out of Jamaica.
Oh, really?
So he could live a better life. He used music to, if you're talking about somebody that I didn't know music could do that much for somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just a true example.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a good way to think about it. Or just, man, I mean, how awesome would it be just to be freaking living in your own campground, just focused only on music and focused only on living and keeping it going,
That's right. That's right.
So they keep camps going all summer, or what do they do?
So they usually, when I was first started going, they had a New Year's Eve, a spring cabin fever reliever, a Memorial Day, a Labor Day, a Halloween, a Thanksgiving, and then you're back. Mm-hmm. Now they do 2 or 3 a year, and then maybe a gathering for Bamy's birthday or something.
Oh, cool.
They do Memorial Day, Labor Day, and Thanksgiving. Is cool. What usually is done. And man, if you can, do it while you can, because that is I could do a whole podcast just on that. On Camp Reggae alone, and how it's affected thousands and tens of thousands of people. I've been in Alaska, and somebody come up to me and be like, "Hey man, were you in?" This might sound crazy, but did you go to Camp Reggae? I'm like, "Yes, I did." Wow. Yeah, I saw Cosmic Shift at Camp. Oh my goodness, So small world, but the people that have attended over the years are movers and shakers in the music industry. A lot of people.
That's cool. I know there's, it's always been kind of like Natty Lovejoy's and Malele Roots are like the kind of 4-2-3 reggae bands to go see. And I'm pretty sure Malele played the night before at
They did,
Street,
Friday.
Right?
That's right. Yeah, I was at Jared White's jam, but if I wasn't, I would have been over there.
Yeah. They're a great band. Well, I mean, Malele, Natty Lovejoy's both great. I mean, fantastic. Right?
Over 20 years apiece.
Yeah.
Right?
Long time running bands.
you see some of those pictures with Malele Roots, and you see, have you ever seen those old pictures, with Wimpy?
Oh, yeah,
all those
yeah.
guys standing out front of the gigs, and you're just like, they were living it. I mean,
Yeah.
that was like, what a great time for music. What a great time for music.
Yeah, Brett Nolan, their keyboard player who runs the Soundry recording studio, has recorded like 2 albums for me. He did my first one, he did the second one, and he's kind of like the go-to guy I call whenever I'm like, I need to record a couple things. I'm going to holler at Brett Nolan. That's cool. I really love it. I mean, it doesn't seem like maybe I would be a reggae fan, but I do love reggae music. It is pretty fun,
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, I think reggae truly does, like, just because you and I don't play it. I mean, I probably listen to reggae more than any other genre of music.
Really?
Yes, but just because of Jati. But that was a cool moment when I told him I came to Jati. Once again, like, I came to him with all this knowledge, and he had me hit the chuck for 6 hours. I mean, just straight. And eventually, throughout that point, I wanted to show him, like, hey, I'm dead serious about this knowledge. Like, I want the wisdom, that you have. And so, that was that whole process was interesting to the point of where I said, hey, man, I'm going to play reggae for the rest of my life.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember coming to him when I was like 20, what was this, like 3 years in, so I was like 25. And I was like, I'm going to play reggae the rest of my life. And he said, that's great. He said, that's a really cool thing. He said, but I play music.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just so happens, like, I write reggae songs, but I can't help that. Like, I write music. This is how I hear music. And he said, how do you hear music? And then I didn't write another song for like 10 years.
Oh, geez,
I mean, it was just like, oh my gosh, like, how do I hear music?
Yeah.
And what does that mean? And what is you have people point you to your sound. What is your sound?
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, oh, I never thought about that before. I wouldn't give them permission.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you have anybody ever do that to you?
Well, it's kind of funny. We used to do that same thing with Yachty when I was young. But we would do the same thing. He would play drums, and he would come in, or he would play bass. My buddy Chad Melton would play drums, and he would sit around, and he would be like, don't get off the... But we were doing funk. You got to be on the funk, right?
Got to be on the one.
Yeah. Ding it, ding,
Yeah.
ding it, ding it. And then
Yeah.
if you did anything else, he would be like, no, you got it. We can start all over again.
Would that your brother would say that, or Yachty?
Yachty would, yeah. But Yachty was only like 3 years older than me. He was like, but we were in high school.
That's
he was out.
Yeah, that's it. There you go.
So he was this adult,
3 years makes a huge difference.
especially at that age.
At that age, yeah.
for sure. But I mean, not really. I mean, as far as when it comes to like mentor, I would say definitely in different aspects. I've had different people who have mentored me in different ways over the years, but never anybody that I was like consistently coming back to one person over different genres or things happening in life or music that would be like that one person. I keep coming back for answers from one.
Right.
I usually would go to different people, but it's, I don't know. I mean, that's cool. That's a great relationship to have, have like a mentor relationship in music. And I have like teachers and stuff that I had that relationship with, but it was only through banjo, honestly. A lot of stuff like some of the stuff we talk about, like social media promoting or Chattanooga stuff like that, they wouldn't have anything they wouldn't have any clue. You know what I mean? Right. So I would get advice from other people and that kind of stuff. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I can't say I have. I mean, outside of family members, that have been around forever.
Yes, and that always helps, man. I think in that presence, and to your point, nobody can mentor you like a family member.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
There's always, I'm trying to be careful, but there's going to be a dissonance in the fact that in the end, you are a mentee rather than a son or a nephew or a grandchild or a daughter or whatever. So the mentors, it's a beautiful thing because it practices your codependency in the sense that I'm not going to be everywhere this guy is all the time. I'm going to ask direct questions and get the answers and hang the rest of the time. I'm not going to just sit there with a notepad and a camera, you know. But it is the decision that this person has emulated with their life in the midst of their struggles. Their humanity reflects a direction that I would like to take my humanity as well.
Yeah.
You know? And that's, man, I'm going to be honest though. My peers might have been better mentors over the years than I give credit for, right?
Yeah.
Like just close friends that have been great, but and throughout the course of my relationship with Jati, I let him know, like, hey man, like, I'm not trying to make you something that you're not. But when you talk, I listen, and I can't help that. You know, I can't help that. I really dig what you're saying. It's just like a friend that makes music that you really like. It's like, dude, if you were not my friend, I'd still dig this. You know? And so it's that acknowledgement of, man, you're not like some dude larger than life. You're human. And that's why I really want to hear what you have to say, is because if you're human and still like that, man, that's a gift, you know? And I think that's how we make friends. I think that's what you and I got into with, like, when we first started talking, you're like, man, this dude's an idiot. That would be very beneficial for a podcast, you know?
That's not true. That's not true at all.
You know what I'm saying, though?
That's not true at all.
You know what like, the conversations we had were so great, and like, it was like, man, there's something here.
Yeah.
You know? And that's kind of how it was with Jati. It's like, oh, dude, this guy's on the path. Like, he's not about the BS. Like, he's looking for the real situation. And I was looking for the consciousness in reggae more than I was the actual music, which is crazy. Really? The message of reggae blew my mind. It was like, wait, what? This echoes the message that I heard at a young age, but they go about it in a super open-minded way. You know? And so I just really, that was refreshing. But choose your battles, you know? And people are just picking every battle they can right now. So,
yeah, I wonder why that is. Seems like a weird way to
control.
You think so? Mm-hmm. Seems weird. Like, I don't know. There's so much happening. It seems like every single day there's like a new wild travesty, and you're like, how do these travesties just keep piling up over and over and over and over again, and they seem to keep accelerating? You know, is it just perception, or is this actually happening, or is there somebody mashing the gas, pushing stuff?
Age of information, bias, news outlets, and all of them. I'm a biased news outlet, all of them. Vying for control.
I try not to watch too much, honestly, news. I mean, I watch our local news and stuff like that. I bet I watch 3+U more than I watch like any other news, which is like, you know, the local. And it's just because it's on in the background around that time is typically when I'm doing a bunch of computer stuff. So, but I can't national news. I can't even take it anymore, man. On TV especially.
I haven't watched it since I got felonies, so 22. Yeah, I said if I can't vote, I won't watch.
Nice.
If they took my vote, then what's...
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, they took it, like, you know, like the... you know, I can get it back maybe in 2 years. But for me, that was a symbol of just, hey, if I'm not participating, I'm not participating.
Yeah.
You know? But that's like, it wasn't a choice to not participate, but it was a choice to do what I did to get those felonies. So there's that, you know.
That choice was mine.
That choice was made. I think it's interesting. One thing that Robert Posey told me a couple years ago, and this was something that was said during the time when he was my age, and that was think locally, act globally. And I've really taken that into the music scene. Yeah. Thinking locally, acting globally. I get so caught up with this, that, or the other that I forget that the people that I'm supposed to love and the difference that I can make in my community is just being there and loving on people.
Yeah.
You know? And like what I love as not as a, I'm talking about just as a Chattanoogan. What I love about that is, I didn't want to go out Friday. I just didn't want to go out. Like
Yeah.
I didn't feel it. But I knew that this time of year it was going to be winter, and I was a little down. So don't listen to your mind. So go ahead and get out, So I went and got out. I was going to Adam Stone's and Jared White's get together. Both amazing. One at Gate 11, one at Wanderlinger. And I got 2 flats on the way.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, 2 flats.
That sucks.
What happened was, and for all of you, the Circle K in between Broad and Market, the air valve or whatever, it lets air out of your tires. and people can say whatever they can say. Oh, well, you weren't doing. I had 3 people try to do it. We spent $3 every time, and we got an air compressor. Came up and filled it up, no problem.
Yeah.
My buddy brought his air compressor. 2 of those people that helped me, I met. Like they're close brothers of mine now. We met because of music.
Oh, really?
Ben Bolden and Brother Kenny, and Ben comes out to the open the bluegrass jams. He comes out to the open jam. He comes out to all the shows. Plays mandolin. Just a great guy. And what I love about Chattanooga specifically is when I am down, when I'm in my head, I can get out and I can just make a call to anybody for help if I run into something like that, and everybody's going to help. So that thinking locally, acting globally, I think Chattanooga does a great job.
Yeah.
A great job of spreading that kindness,
Yeah, Chattanooga's a great place. I've always had good luck in getting like help when you need to get a little issue like a flat tire, dead battery, something like that. It's always been easy to get help in Chattanooga. I mean, I think that's the people around here. Just because I don't know, maybe every community is probably the same, but if you've been in the community for 20 years, then it's going to be easy for most communities. You to call somebody. It's not huge. It's just about the right size, I think.
And we're in the volunteer state, baby.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, there's something to it. Did you know why we're called that?
From the
It was
Mexican American War.
Yeah, and they said, they were like, hey, we just need some boys, and we sent 20,000.
Yeah.
They were like, oh. Like, we just showed up, 20,000 men just in a field, and they were like, well, we appreciate that. Thank you. And they're like, yeah, we're ready to go. We got our own powder on, we got everything we need,
Yeah. Yeah, was it the Alamo?
No, that was the continuation. That was like after we sent them 20,000, then we did that. And then they were like, oh, okay, well, thanks, Tennessee. If we were on the road and some Texan was talking, if you ain't never had good hospitality till you've been to Texas, I don't know about Tennessee. And I said, well, if it weren't for us Tennesseans, we'd all be speaking another language in here, my God. It was so funny, man. It was so good.
There is a little bit of the T for Texas, T for Tennessee thing. It goes
Man,
back and forth.
there's a great relationship. Great relationship between. My buddy from Nashville is going to Austin this weekend. He's never been down there,
Yeah.
But man, the relationship between Tennessee and Texas, the songwriters that we've sent each other, it's amazing,
There has been a lot. There's been a lot of great. You're right. The songwriting in Texas is just really next level. I mean, over the years and even continuing on these days, it's like I don't know what happens in Texas, but there must be enough time to read because people write like they actually read books out there.
Yeah, that's right. They're very their prose, like just their writing is a little too eloquent for that heat. To me, it's just like, how in the world did you get that good?
Yeah.
And that pressure creates diamonds.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I love Texas. I have nothing. I love the music coming out of there right now. It's just great.
I've spent a couple of trips out there. The majority of the time we've gone to San Antonio. And San Antonio is really cool. But it's only because it's close to Kerrville. That's how you go fly to San Antonio, then you go to Kerrville. And we spent a lot of time in Kerrville, which is a great place. That's songwriting. It's right there. Kerrville Folk Fest is the longest running folk festival in the United States.
How long has it been going?
It's been going a long time. It's coming up on, I think it was 51st or 52nd year or something like that. But as far as continuous folk festival, it's like the longest one that's been going
cool.
in the United States.
Folk fests are fascinating to me, just like IBMA. Fascinating how much culture that propels, having all those, having that much talent, ability, influence, lyrical scope, all in one place.
Yeah, it is interesting. It's fun. Like, I really kind of screwed up going. That's kind of funny, actually. So if there's very similar folk festivals, songwriting festivals, and bluegrass festivals are very similar in one aspect, and it's where a lot of people who are there also play or write or some form. Like in folk festivals, a lot of people who show up are also songwriters or they're writers on some level. And, they like folk music or whatever. Bluegrass is kind of the same way. You have a lot of players who play. But that's kind of where the similarity ends. And where you sit around and gather around and jam or play is very different, which, man, I totally messed it up because I was really used to bluegrass.
Right.
And so I was really used to... let's play Wildwood Flower, whatever, let's play this. Every song, everybody knows the standards, everybody bust out whatever instruments and we'll play. And it's really common for, if somebody's like, all right, I'm going to play a song, they play it for you just to play along with them. Like, that wouldn't be odd if you said, I'm going to play a song and you started playing and I was sitting there with a banjo or mandolin or something to play right alongside of you, right? That's not the way, like songwriting festivals, folk festivals, it's not the way they work at all. When they're like, hey, I'm gonna play you a song, they want you to pay very close attention to everything they're doing, right? And like not be distracted, like you're distracting yourself and everyone else if you're playing. Mm-hmm. I was just being super rude for like the first 2 days and didn't even realize it because I was like, we're all playing.
Right. You're jumping off the cliff with them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
cool.
gosh.
What key? I'm like, what key is this in?
Right.
And everybody else is quietly paying attention. And I was just with blinders on, just being a dumbass, like, hey, what?
That would be hilarious reel for like bluegrass players, and then that would be a funny little interaction, because everybody can relate to that. That's a folk and bluegrass player,
Yeah, and two, the thing, I mean, they're really taking themselves very
seriously.
seriously.
The folk crew, like when I tell you, those folks are it's every note, every melody. Like the melody isn't different. You know what I'm saying? The song is the song is the art. They are unrolling their tapestry in front of you, rather than me. And, I'm just like, all right, well, you're going to hear it about 12 times. Let's go.
So I had a couple of where I stuck my banjo in my mouth, I guess, because I sitting around, people were like, okay, this is my song. I can't wait for everybody to hear it.
Interesting.
And here's Randy tuning up behind him, trying to
never
slide
thought about
in.
That. Well, because I would do the same thing, because when you're coming from that circle, it's like, all right, I want to jump in and be a part of it. It's like, no, you're being a part of it by shutting up, That's so funny, man.
Yeah. It's the Kerrville is like, it's a couple weeks long.
Really?
Yeah. It's a really, really long festival.
I love. I love if it's a week long. Oh my!
It's longer than a week. Yeah,
week plus, but a week at least is just it's so great.
Yeah.
2 weeks would be amazing, man.
Yeah.
Because the energy just keeps cycling.
Yeah, they have a great campground. Anyway, yeah, I think Kerrville, Texas, is a great place.
It's getting about that time, and I think this is a great topic. It's getting about that time that we're all having to think about the festivals we're going to go to for the year.
For sure.
We're all thinking about the gatherings. Okay, do I need to get a hotel room? Okay, plane tickets, all these things.
Yeah.
Because if we wait till March, prices are going up, right?
Yeah,
so I think it's a great time to, kind of get in that spirit, because...
I'll tell you a Chattanooga tip right here.
Please.
All right, you want to start looking at stuff to do for the summer. They just set up a one-way. Now, I might be shooting myself in the foot because I got to buy some of these plane tickets myself, but they just set up a one-way to Denver just for the summer. You can't do it in the winter, but in the summer. So you can go out and do Red Rocks. So if you look at the Red Rock schedule, you could fly out to, they do a shuttle from the airport to Red Rocks. You could shuttle out to Red Rocks and then stay out. I don't really know where you stay there. I've never been there.
You wouldn't have to stay anywhere. You go sleep in the Uber on the way to the airport when they fly you out, too. You ain't got to stay nowhere, man. So how much are...
They're cheap. They're not that bad at all.
Okay.
And that that kind of depends on which day. I think they're only doing maybe 2 days or something a week. And the reason why they're doing it in the summer is literally because of the skis, not ski season.
Fair enough.
Because in the ski season, the plane from here would be too heavy because people pack ski gear.
Right. Yeah.
Supposedly, this is what they told me. Why they can't do it in the winter. So it only works out in the summer. It's not profitable, I guess, in the winter to do it. But in the summer, so they're going to run it. So
they're running the special. Okay.
You're like, I'm looking for something cool to do this summer. One quick flight out, get to go see a cool Red Rock show, come back, do it probably 2 days.
Yeah, we'll just do eat the rocks, and then everybody come out with us. You know what I'm saying? If you're interested in that, let us know. I've been thinking about taking a flight just to take a flight lately. I'm getting a little cooped up. So that you got me excited. I was about to pull out my phone, and if it was for now, you know.
Yeah.
But for this summer, that's a great. Oh man! And if you haven't been to Red Rocks. I don't know what I'm talking about because I haven't been to Red Rock, so we got to go.
Yeah. I've never been either, yeah.
Just saw a picture of Tyler Martelli at Red Rocks today. It's his 100th show today.
I saw
with
that.
Monrovia.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I got to get out there and see it at least.
Yeah. Well, now we got a golden opportunity, you know. Who knows if that's going to last for however long, you know. But at least for this summer, you see anybody at Red Rocks popping up, it's going to be a lot easier to go out there and see them.
Yeah, whenever Randy gets the call for Green Sky Bluegrass to open up for him at Red Rocks, just get ready.
RandySteelemusic.com. Just hit me up, fellas.
That's right. Let them know. I love it.
Yeah. We're heading out to Colorado in June.
What's the date for that?
I believe it's the third weekend, maybe the 20th.
Telluride, is that right?
Telluride Bluegrass Festival.
Okay.
Gonna be fun.
Like if you're talking guys, bucket list.
Yeah, it's a bucket list.
For attendees and players, right?
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's like, "Hey, I'm at Telluride." It's like that's just the energy of festivals. That's where I fell in love with just the whole thing that music is.
Definitely.
Like I thought it was possible, and then I saw it was possible.
Yeah.
The first, and I'm like, oh. But everybody's talking about Telluride, like my whole existence, and then you come in here and tell me, hey, we're playing, and that's like it made my heart jump. It's a big deal.
Yeah, I can't wait. We've actually, Telluride has a bluegrass band competition that's really kind of weird getting into. And we just happen to luck out and get into it this year, and it really is more about luck than it is anything else.
Well, it's also about the years of relationships that you've made.
Let's drink sparkling water before we do. That's a great idea. There's sparkling water out before we do this.
Monday when you played with us. I drank a Coca-Cola before, and dude, I was trying to sing, and like so many times I was just, out the bed. Oh my goodness.
But yeah, so Telluride has a really hard to get into bluegrass band competition. And it's just kind of luck of the draw as to whether or not get in. And I've tried for a couple of years and just happened to get in this year. So we're going. Rainstone High Cold Wind are going to be in the band contest at Telluride.
Gives me chills right now. It's crazy.
I'm really excited. It's going to be fun. We'll see.
Are you? So, okay. So there's one, Telluride. And Telluride, as far as like bluegrass festivals, is like the Bonnaroo, right? It's like
Very
the Bonnaroo
popular,
of bluegrass. It's like this will drive attention to what you're doing in a region that doesn't have that exposure.
Yeah, hopefully so. Hopefully we'll be that's one of our goals has been to get more into Midwest and Western territories because there is a great bluegrass scene out there. And like you said, bands like Green Sky, obviously Billy Strings, those people have really kind of pushed out west. The bluegrass has really gotten popular. And, we tried it a few years back. We went out there and played, and it was good. But at that time, it was evident you have to hit it a couple times a year in order, and we didn't have the funds to do that. So it was like, well, we'll just focus on the Southeast. But now something like this could really blow our spot up, try to get out Midwest a little more often, you know?
It most certainly will blow your spot up. I mean, that's like the way you do it, you know? That's great. Oh, man. And bluegrass that's what's so funny. Like, people that haven't been out of the Southeast, people don't realize what, like, here, it's just like fried chicken. Everybody makes fried chicken, you know? Yeah. You go up to Washington, Oregon, California, and then 3 states over the whole way and draw a line down. It's something that people don't hear. People don't eat fried chicken, you know, from the South, you know. And it's the same kind of way with bluegrass. Like, if you go up to Michigan and ask for a sweet tea, they don't know what you're talking about. You know? It's like stuff that, like, you bring people a cultural experience, you know? And so, man, the West Coast can't get enough of bluegrass.
Yeah, for
they
sure.
cannot. Like, we hear bluegrass, and what you think is, oh, sweet, somebody from the area is playing bluegrass. You hear bluegrass out there. What that means to somebody is somebody's traveled to play this for us, you know? And I'm not saying their scene isn't great, nor do they, but this is where it comes from, and, man, you're able to share that with them. And the sound of it, like, you can, something a lot of people don't say is, I can hear the South in the band.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Like, I can hear, when I go and I'm on the road for 2 weeks or whatever, the one thing I miss the most is a bass player, a Southern bass player, and a Southern drummer together.
Yeah.
I miss that, dude. Dude, that rhythm section, Southern rhythm section, nothing better. Like, and the same thing with the Chuck, the same thing with the banjo, the same thing with the rhythm guitar and bass and bluegrass. I can tell where they're from. I'd be like, that's Philadelphia, and that's great, and I love that. I love that, you know, but I miss what it sounds like at home. So you're bringing that to a lot of Tennesseans that are going to be looking for that.
So, that'll be that's going to be my first time playing music in Colorado. So I'm pretty interested. It'll be
That's
pretty
awesome.
fun.
Are there any other festivals that you're looking forward to, or
We're
have
playing.
confirmed?
Yeah, we've played a couple. We have a couple of folk festivals that we're already booked for. I have some festivals that I'm doing solo songwriter stuff for.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, so, you know, I really try to look out and try to get into as many festivals and stuff like that as I can. They end up being markers for me. Like, we'll try to book a festival and then book other shows around those festivals. That's about the best way I've figured out to make them all work, right? If you try to do, we don't have the popularity to do festivals after festivals yet, you know, like there are those bands, but we're not there yet. So we have to, you know, kind of hit venues and breweries and pizza joints, you know, like that's our kind of,
right.
When we're not in our hometown or in one of the markets where I know we already have audiences, we're a brewery or pizza joint band, you know, like what brewery or pizza joint can we hit? You know, that's just where we go. So that's what we'll be looking for, breweries and pizza joints all the way to Colorado and back.
No joke. Yeah.
They can start that project here in just a few.
Folk fests are interesting. I definitely am. I don't play folk at all. I play electric music. So at a folk fest, it's not usually seen as like great, because especially with the fact that we prefer you talking during our songs, you know, that kind of stuff. But I play one every year, and everybody from Alaska comes to one place, and they do it for a week and a half.
Oh, that's cool.
And it's been going over 50 years. And what that does for your ability to connect, like a festival brings all of the people you need to talk to one place.
Yeah, definitely.
And even as a networking social 20-year-old, I saw that at festivals.
Yeah.
It was like, oh, it brings everybody here. I can go talk to anybody I need to. I can basically put out the kind of person that I'm trying to meet in my brain, and I'll find that person eventually. And so those festivals and those gatherings really help musicians booking, because then I get to talk to, for example, I was talking to a musician Friday, and he was talking about markets, and he goes, "Hey man, Oklahoma City, man, that's where."
It's funny you said that. I've heard the same thing.
And so we're sitting there talking, and he goes, "Hey, if I were to move, I'll be going to OKC." And that's like the news. You get to hear the real news of the music scene because there is no news outlet covering our world.
Oh yeah, for sure.
There is no, there is no unbiased by musicians for musicians news outlet that is going to. But a songwriter coming up to you and saying, "Hey, brother, like, I might move from Nashville. Where are you going, man? What's that? That's crazy. Where are you going? You know, you coming here? What's going on? No, I'm going to Oklahoma City. Why, brother? Have you not been out to Oklahoma City? No, I have not been out to Oklahoma City. You should go. Here's all the things that are going on. You know?
Yeah.
And you don't hear that if you don't go to these places. Well, where's a great place that you can hang out with musicians? Not at a musician gathering because we're not going to gather together because we're all too busy. So go to a festival and there's all your friends, you know?
Yeah.
So that's another thing. Like what I feel like when I go to these festivals, like the one, you know, going to one in Florida, Folk Roots Fest in Florida, you get to hear all of that.
Yeah.
And then you get to say, well, who can I book with? What's the pizza joint in Missouri?
Yeah.
Right. And so that's what I really like about that is you go there to show what you've been working on, but then you get to talk about what you're going to do later on after.
Yeah, you mean a lot like other people.
Oh man, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh man, the fellowship of musicians to me, there's nothing better.
Yeah.
There's just nothing better.
I love going to those festivals and camping in the campground.
Yeah.
And just busting out banjos late night and just start jamming around.
Yes.
It's so much fun, dude.
Yep.
It's funny how oftentimes that turns into being the best part of the whole thing is when you're like, the show was great. I had a great time. Talked to these great musicians who I normally would never get to speak to, but, you know, we were all backstage together. But the best part was the jam after whatever.
And there's always one like real sleeper jam, like a 10 a.m. Sunday morning. You just get you're like barely waking up and you're sitting out and you're in the fold out chair, and then the guy walks by with a guitar from the 5 a.m. jam at Slopperyland or wherever. And he's like, "Hey man, what are you doing?" And then you play some of the best music you've ever played in your life, and you never see the guy again. It's just but those small little magical moments that you'd never making yourself available to those moments is kind of the bag, right? It's the bag, you know. And the answer is yes, you know. That's whenever you're trying to live that kind of life, just say yes and watch it happen, you know. It's crazy.
Hey.
All
right. Now we know there's all kinds of jam things that happen all over this town, but Lake, you got a special jam going on. Tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, I do. So it's called Magic Music Monday. We do it on the third Monday of every month. So this month it'll be February 16th. It's kind of just a big old hang. Like we come and set a bunch of backline gear. We got drums, guitar, keyboard, bass. We had a saxophone one time, but that was somebody's saxophone. We set it up in front of the stage, and then we kind of just all come and jam, have like a good time, hang out.
What time does it start normally?
It starts at 7.
So does there a hang before?
Yeah, I'm here.
So you're here like probably around 6:30 hang and for a little bit? Cool.
Yeah,
that's the most important part of the jam, huh?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, what type of musician would you say would be like like a beginner would be, or more intermediate, or more advanced? What kind?
Any and all. We have anyone who just started playing guitar. Like last time we had someone who had just started playing guitar, and he hopped up there and played the whole time pretty much, and like learned a lot. And then we have people like Ben Daughtry, who's like a master of every instrument, just playing everything. So it's just like, whatever you want. It's kind of just an open jam.
And some of your favorite musicians in town are going to be playing too. So if you want to hang out with musicians and jam with them, it's a great spot to do that,
yeah,
right?
For sure. It's great to meet new people.
Yeah.
We had this one girl who she had never jammed with anyone before, and she's been coming every month.
Nice.
And she finally, she started a band through it, kind of. She's been, writing her own songs, and that's what the goal of it is.
That's
to,
right.
Meet other people and, have that creative outlet for yourself.
Well, and it keeps people motivated Because if they have 3 or 4 weeks to look forward to a gig that they're going to go to and show what they've been working on, that's what it's all about. So thanks for doing that, dude. Oh, that's where it all starts. You know what I'm saying? And that's where we started too. So
that's where I met you, probably.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Open jam.
That's right. And that's where my career started, man. You know.
Yeah.
So.
Heck yeah.
I'm very thankful you're doing that, man. Good for you.
So once again, that's the third Monday of every month, right here at Barrel House Ballroom at 7:30.
7 p.m.
At
to
7 p.m.
around 11 or 10:30. It just depends on
Until we
what's
get
going
kicked
on.
out.
Yeah,
7
exactly.
until we get kicked out.
Yep.
Yo, and shout out to Lake for real. He's one of the people that are like that you go to shows with, that you see, that are kind, that you would never know the impact that he's making on this local music scene. So thank you for what you're doing,
Yeah, for
man,
real.
behind the scenes. Thank you for what you're doing on the scenes. And like for real, we appreciate you, man. So
Thank you guys.
come out to
Appreciate
Magic Monday.
it. Yes.
It's finally a nice day outside.
Dude, so nice. This past weekend was sunny and clear, and it was great.
I know.
Bringing it all back.
I'm ready. I think this is fake. I think we got a harder winter still left in us.
Yeah, what do we have? Two fake springs, right? Before real spring. So this is first.
Yeah,
First
don't
fake spring.
I'm enjoying it a little too much, you know.
The daffodils are out at the house. They were out. Like I went down my driveway and put it in drive, and then looked to the right, daffodils. So they think it's spring too.
Yeah. Daffodils are stupid.
Yeah. So is the who's that? Phil.
Poxitoni Phil.
What
Poxitoni Phil. You're about to say Pellissippii Phil.
Pellissippii, Poxitoni. I don't know. Pellissippii would be nice. Get our own Tennessee version, you know.
Pellissippii Phil's a different guy.
It is.
Yeah.
Who's he?
You don't want to bump into Pellissippii.
I'm just out here just throwing out names of people.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You don't want to run into him. He's a bad fella.
Okay. I'm over here. Poxitani, is that it?
Yeah,
Okay,
Poxitani.
cool. I knew it was in there. Okay, Poxitani. All right.
Yeah.
All right. He doesn't know anything either, by the way. Daffodils, nobody knows anything. Nobody's informed.
No.
Nobody can tell me when spring's coming.
Nope. You're right. You're right. It's too many variables. You know?
So what's up? Now, we're going to get an extra hour or we're done with that?
We're springing forward.
Are we doing that still?
Yeah, we spring
Okay.
forward.
Yeah,
but
because every
I
year
think
they're
we
like,
got a
we're
little-
not doing it anymore. Never again.
They can't get rid of it, dude. They cannot get rid of it. I don't even understand who doesn't want to get rid of it. I think everybody wants to get rid of
Everybody.
it. But
There's just one person.
But-
Just like, nope, not going to do it.
I don't know who that person is, but
It ain't Father Time, I'll tell you that. Spring coming, by the way, in the fact that if you ever, I think we can both make an agreement. At the end, we need to book a show at the end of July every year.
the end of July.
January. I'm so sorry. End of January every year, because if you book a show at the end of January, it's the cabin fever reliever.
Oh yeah, you're talking about
Right.
like a few weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah, what was
Yeah.
it, last weekend? And then this weekend, people were out too. They're done with it. Everybody's done. Everybody
Yeah.
wants to, but during the beginning, December to the end of January, people aren't coming out. But man, they were out this weekend. You could tell everybody's done with the winter time.
Yeah.
ready to
everybody's
get going.
out.
Mhm.
Yeah. I hope so, man. I'm ready to get out.
Yeah.
I still have a pretty slow February, but my March is picking up. So.
Have you noticed? Did you notice that in the bluegrass jams, was there a fluctuation in number during the winter time?
It's funny. There's always a fluctuation in. It's kind of weird. Like there seems to be always like kind of a new group of folks. Like we kind of honestly always have like a new group of about 4 to 10 people who are just a few weeks in.
Okay.
And then we also have like a really large group of people who come to this jam or other jams or go to different jams, and they'll come for a few weeks and then they'll disappear for a few weeks for this reason or that reason, or their kids have ballet during, and so they disappear during that time, or they're in a play or things like that. So there's always kind of all these variables that with all of these different people was when they can come and when they don't. But it just seems to be the same kind of number no matter what. It's kind of like we've hit like this kind of thing. Like no matter if it's a slow night, if it's a busy night, we always kind of end up with the same core group number. I mean, we have nights where it's busy and we have a lot more people, but most of the time, the amount of players is kind of staying around the same.
So it seems like, because I can say it at brunch, for example, it's a third of people that are always there,
Yeah.
a third of the people that are there most of the time, and then a third of the people that are just brand new.
Yeah. That's probably pretty close. Yeah. Yeah.
And because I heard you said 4 to 10 new, and what I love about that, like what's happening every week, is that when you have people that are more experienced at the beginner jam,
Yeah.
they're welcoming those new guys in super fast, not only socially, but like musically. It revolutionizes the speed of people's progress.
Yeah, I think too having the Discord helps a lot because everybody talks to each other on Discord, and it has become it is kind of popular within the group of folks who kind of sit around and play. They talk to each other, they talk smack to each other, and
nice.
They say they get excited about check out my new instrument, it's coming. The Discord, so that like kind of community is happening all the time. Yeah, which is pretty cool. We have a Jambot, so like when we put a set list out, Jambot puts a Spotify playlist out of the songs that are in the jam, and sometimes it chooses some funny ones, which is always funny. So it's always discussion as though what the Jambot chose this week or whatever. So all that stuff kind of happens, and just those little things kind of help build that community. It seems like, and they're just seems to be doing really well. I'm excited about the way that's really turned out.
And really, that's a best case scenario. I mean, hearing about how all this is going, what you're doing though is making all of that available, which is really unheard of in a jam, I think. And hearing about the Discord, I'm trying to put myself in the perspective of somebody that's never been to one of these things as a listener, also as a player, because I showed up to my first jam. And there was not that kind of organization. There was not somebody, a point man. There was not somebody that was funneled to, and those things would have revolutionized my progress. I mean, so what you're providing, what that provides for people is just really cool.
Yeah.
So all you're cultivating all the right ingredient. You put all the ingredients there.
Yeah.
And it takes people to take initiative, which they are, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But
to kind of come back around, I mean, I do think the weather definitely plays a role in when people come and how. But I think they kind of tend to get closer in the winter because we're all sitting inside more and we're not jamming on the porch, as much. Everybody's kind of jamming in the rooms together a little bit more, and everybody gets to know each other. You get forced to know each other a little bit more, which is kind of cool too.
Well, and that helps make that core group. So that when it does get nicer, you're going to have a lot more people and in that core group there that know how things go and can direct people. It's crucial,
Yeah, for sure.
I was just saying last Tuesday, I was like, I figured out, I was talking to one of the bartenders. I said, I figured out what Randy's doing. He's making a bluegrass militia. And you can just see everybody just... everybody's just locked in, It's super cool, man.
Yeah, we got a bunch of good players right now, and a bunch of people learning, which is the best part.
That's right.
Just getting more and more people into the music. And try our best to make Chattanooga like the center for bluegrass music.
That's right.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
I think you're doing a really good job starting with IBMA and that jam at the same time. Like that was just... being able to be there for that's a magical time in a music scene.
Yeah, that worked out really well. I don't share your optimism that the next few weeks are going to be good for like people wanting to get out and go to shows. Like I think we still got. I mean, it's right now. It's the beginning of February. I think we still got a little bit of time. It's hard to get people out. It's cold.
I hear you.
What can we start doing? Can we start doing chili at these shows? Maybe all you can eat chili.
Yeah, we could provide coats at the door. Pick your own coat. We just have 50 coats there. I don't know. We do what we can to try to get people out, you know.
I know. Yeah, I've started trying to up my radio and advertising game for shows this year. That's one thing I'm gonna try to do better about. I'm terrible at it, dude.
Put it on the radio.
I have so many friends on the radio, and I could just call and say, "Hey, can I come in for 5 minutes and talk about it?"
Right.
And they want me to. They're talking about local music, and I always just forget about it because you got to schedule it a couple weeks out. You can't do it right day of. It's not something like you know.
I need to be better at that too.
I got to get better at it.
Yeah, because especially with somebody like if you're comfortable with that medium, right? Because it doesn't scare you to put a microphone in front of your face and say what you need to say.
Yeah.
And that's how it's been done, like for a long time.
Yeah.
And I always, even if I don't want to do it, like I don't necessarily like we've talked about this 1,000 times, the promotional aspect, and we talked about this last week. Like, just to make it all clear, like, I did not walk around with a video camera filming myself as a child. I didn't grow up with seeking that out.
Yeah.
But it's necessary for what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And if I believe that there's a message out there that is exactly the opposite of what I believe, then it is up to me to put that message out there I have, just because and so I had to come to grips with that probably a year ago about this time and just go, you know what, man? No, you don't want to make posts. No, I don't want to be on camera. No, I don't want to necessarily share my opinion for the world, but it's my job. Like, you kind of look at like people, you asked me to, join you on this podcast, to be honest, that terrifies me. It terrifies me sitting here and talking to you.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, there's a lot. And so through the topics that we have, I want to kind of go back to that, like so many parts of your job, whether it be a 9-to-5 or a parent or a son or a daughter or, a good community member. There's so many things that you do that really we don't prefer to do, right? It's not necessarily our comfort zone. It's not necessarily what we think. But I say this from the bottom of my heart. There are just as many people that do not have the focus that I believe is in the center of my mind, which is community and development and furthering my craft. Because of that, now it is our job to get that message out there just as much as the what can be seen as the opposing message is getting out there as well.
Yeah.
And so that's when I kind of had to have a come to Joel meeting and go, you know what, man? Like, dude, who cares what you want?
Yeah.
It's a job. It's a position that needs to be filled. And, so anyway, I've been thinking about that a lot.
Yeah.
I've been thinking, a lot about like, because it does very much appear that I love the sound of my own voice. And dude, that's could not be farther than the case,
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think, you're doing the same thing I'm doing, which is only pursuing one thing, which is trying to get more people at the show. That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
It's just trying to get more people at the show.
Mm-hmm.
It's not, so
so I can pay my bills because, to be honest, like 4 more people coming to a show, let's put it in perspective, is $40. That's my electric bill.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of like sometimes you got to eat the brick.
Yeah. I wish my electric bill was $40.
Or like my half of the electric.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
you
saying?
mean, yeah.
But like it's and it's $40 because I'm a musician. You know what I'm saying? We're living in that musician
You're living
house.
that way, yeah.
That's
for
right.
A reason, yeah.
And so but I love it. I love this life, and I love being able to play music for people.
Yeah.
And I believe that what we are doing as a community is worth promoting.
Yeah.
Because it's not just me standing up there ever. with you for the past couple shows. You know, it's always trying to lift up the people around me as well. You know, and let people know about them, you know.
Well, I mean, at some point in time, though, I mean, you're a performer. I'm a performer. And that's kind of the reasons why we're doing this, or why, you know what I mean? Like, I think you just have to come to terms with it and be like, you know what? It's stupid. You know, like, this is stupid. It's a fun project. And it is performative, but, you know, whatever, dude. This is what we're doing. Well, if you don't like it, don't worry about it.
And I do this personally to talk to you. To sit down and be able to have this for my mental health. Because, like, it's almost like music therapy. You know, it's very much like things we need to talk about, things that are on my mind all day, every day. That it's really cool to be able to siphon it into this and talk about it.
Because I mean, I understand that feeling, but I think I kind of grasped or wrestled with that a few years back and got over it. It was like, it really is serving a purpose. And I think about it more as a medium now more than anything else. And so it is like kind of a little bit of another way to be artistic. It's just to come up with funny ways to do ads or come up with different things. You know, I don't think it's any different than when I was 15 years old drawing my first flyers and, you know, learning computer programs to do, you know, posters for shows for the last, I think it's exactly the same thing. It's just another aspect of the game, you know, for me anyway. But I do understand the feeling of like, you do feel stupid a lot of times. You're like, ugh. But I'm over that. I play the banjo. See, that's a problem. You got to stop playing cool instruments, dude.
There you go.
You're playing the guitar and you're playing lap steel and you got cool hair. You know, dude.
Well, I think
that's your problem, dude. You don't do enough embarrassing things. You need to play the banjo. Pick up a ukulele or something.
There you go.
know?
That would, dude. Now I'm just a little slide ukulele, you know.
No, don't try to make it cool, dude. You got to be corny.
Oh no more. Okay, all right.
No. You just sit on the stool where your feet can't reach the ground, so they dangle, and then play the banjo.
Just dangling. Oh, I thought that's the problem. Is this whole time I thought that none of the videos were cool anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's so funny how it flipped because what was it? 10 years ago when you could first put videos on Facebook, or 12 years ago, or whatever. I remember doing that. I would put, hey, nobody would watch them. Nobody would watch those little, you know, shorts. It had to be a minute and a half plus long for you to get views. And now it's the exact opposite.
Yeah.
And I just think that's fascinating. So it's just whatever, if we're making posters, we're making posters.
Yeah.
If they don't need to be AI, then they're not going to be AI. If I need to be talking, but then have the koala face on, you know, that they put on, cool, whatever. You know, and to me, it's whatever we have to do. Like submitting myself to the times. You know, because my lyrics don't have to have that. It's the one way that I can be like, all right, I'll hit the top 40 style and promote my show this way. So it's almost a way that you can kind of like let out the cheese. You know what I'm saying? Like you were talking about.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have to let out the cheese that I play the banjo. It's the cheesiest instrument.
Dude, I love the banjo. The funniest part about banjo players is they make fun of it so much. And there's like, as just personally, there's not a instrument that I think is more difficult all around than a banjo. Because the touch you have to have, because I play pedal steel, but I can mute it in the end. I have a volume pedal.
Yeah.
Right? You guys are just out there. You know? Every note you play is out there. There's no covering it up. You know?
The good thing about the banjo is the notes die quick. Right? Like it's staccato, so they die quick. If you mess it up, it's all right. It takes a discerning ear, unless you really mess up a whole bunch in a row.
Pedal steel's like driving a freight train to like a kid's birthday party. It's like, you know, if you mess up, it's terrible. You know? But man, I'm glad banjo players. I think banjo players make fun of themselves because nobody makes fun of banjo players other than banjo players.
I don't know, dude.
I don't play enough bluegrass.
Dude, it's like the most joked about instrument in all of bluegrass.
Is that why you make fun of it first? You're like, I'm going to hit it before you do.
Oh, everybody! I mean, everybody knows there's so many great banjo jokes.
The best.
Yeah, yeah. There's a ton of them.
Isn't that? I'm grateful for the banjo. Just the jokes that you've told me alone are just perfect, man.
Yeah, that's the old idea for me that banjo players don't sit on stools because they don't want to look like Kermit the Frog, right? Because if you sit on a stool with your feet down,
Right?
you look ridiculous. You're playing a banjo, you look like Kermit the Frog.
Oh, it's so good. Well, someday you'll find it, the Rainbow Connection. You know what I'm saying?
One day. Have you ever tried to play that song?
I have.
That song is hard.
Somebody requested it for brunch yesterday. And the lady said, oh man, when people come and request songs, it's wonderful. Because they say things like, well, it's only a few chords. Do you play it? I mean, have you played it before? If somebody requests a song and can play it, yeah, come up here and play the guitar, I'll sing, But the person requesting it couldn't play it. And it's a difficult song.
Did y'all play it?
No.
Oh,
no.
Good. Have you ever tried?
Yes, I've played it before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wild key change in the middle of it.
Yes, but I did that key change into express yourself. Dum, 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 and yeah, that's a great song. Really good song. But I didn't play it on the banjo, of course.
I had to do it with Let's Go. It was part of one of the things that he did at Barking Legs Theater one year. And I was like, yeah, of course, I can do Rainbow Connection, whatever. Then we sat down and started playing it. And I was like, this thing is hard. I had to sit down and practice like a mug to get that thing dialed in. Yeah, it's a difficult song.
That, to choose to believe it. That bridge, it's like, oh my, the turn on it. It's just, wait, where?
Yeah.
So good.
It is a cool song, though.
But no dangling. No dangling.
Dangle free. I try not to. I really haven't gotten where I don't like sitting down and play. I like to stand up. Solo shows, much prefer to stand up. Even playing guitar, sitting on a stool seems weird. Mm-hmm. I can sit in a chair.
I messed up on that Ben Stevens show. You remember that Ben Stevens show, the album release? Yeah. And I sat down behind his piano the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't a good move. I thought about that, too.
Yeah.
It's just like sometimes it's cool to sit down, but like it really does invite more people if you're standing up. Like if the crowd's standing up, stand up. If it's a sit-down show, sure, come out on stage and sit down. But, yeah, I prefer standing up a lot more.
Yeah.
But I've been playing with a wah, and it's harder to play a wah when you're standing up.
Really?
And then playing pedal steel, of course, I can't stand up. So I stand up every time I can, every chance I get now.
Yeah.
I do not like sitting down with pedal steel because I move way too much, I'm about to fall out of that chair every time,
Is that something you got to get used to?
Yes. Yeah, pedal steel is just, it's the most, a stained soul cringes at the small details in the mirrors of embarrassment. And the pedal steel is the mirror of embarrassment.
Yeah.
My soul, it just, all part of me that's insecure comes out when I play that.
Really?
Yeah, dude. Because there's so much history behind it. And what I'm saying is I've got this steel, and I've moved it to sacred steel tuning. And so, dude, you better show some respect, in my opinion. Like, if I'm going to change it to that, and I'm going to commit myself to this new, you better...
Well, all right. What's the difference? I don't know the difference.
Okay. So there's three tunings, open tunings to pedal steel. So the Nashville style is if you've got a double neck, you've got an E9, which open strum is an E9 chord, which is crazy because the F sharp is all the way at the top. It's not the highest note. The highest note is 2 strings back on the E. So it's like you're going, it's like a really interesting tuning. Then you've got C6, which is more your jazz swing,
Yeah.
Texas swing. Then you've got what Derek Trucks was listening to, which is Sacred Steel. And that's from like the Church of God in Christ. If you go look it up, you can see praise breaks. These guys, these amazing church musicians are playing for 3-4 hours at a time, just hitting. And that's where a lot of my influence came from, was from that style, because that was heavy in Nashville too. Because everybody's playing the pedal steel, but then there would be some cats where I'd be like, wait, there's something different about. They're playing blues on that. They're playing roots music on that, and that's what I changed mine to because of the gospel influence on.
Yeah.
So when Bill Fleming sees me playing pedal steel the first time, he goes, "What are you doing?"
He plays Nashville.
He plays E9.
Yeah.
And C6. He has an E9 and C6. And he goes, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Well, I'm playing, Sacred Steel." And he was like, "You're going to need to buy an E9 as well." And so I did. I went out and bought it, you know. But that was very much a point of contention. So when I say that, like, I have to take seriously the craft the tradition that's come before me. Same with banjo. If you get up and you play a banjo and you're on stage, you're representing I'm taking what I'm doing seriously, not myself seriously. So forget me. I'm just trying to show you the thing,
Yeah.
And so it's always intimidating, especially on the steel, because if you make a noise, it's making a noise.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know what I'm doing. I've never had a lesson. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm doing. I just know, like, all right, the relative minor, relative major, here we go. And kind of threw myself into, I wanted to know what it felt like to just not know.
Yeah.
I wanted to know what it felt like to have nothing, like no reference, no training, no influence, just like Dante Harmon gave me a couple lessons, but they were all verbal. It was just about how to approach the instrument and that kind of stuff. But yeah, man.
How do you feel? How long have you been doing it that way?
6 years.
How do you feel it's served?
I feel like it's done very well because I'm not here to play. I'm here to be. And so it doesn't matter. I've found that if you hand me a banjo, I'm still going to try to find something else to do with it. Mm-hmm. I'm still going to try to innovate it and move it like forward. And it's not going to sound like anybody else because I don't have the outside influence of that.
Can you put out, like for me, I think the problem
Yeah.
with that entire approach, or for me, or the why it hasn't worked for me to do that, is because I can't, like, what I want to play in my head, I can't play. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Because I feel like I just, for some reason, I can't get it to come out because I don't know enough,
Have you ever been able to play what's in your head?
That's what I mean. Like, that's always constantly the, the goal, is to, on the banjo, for sure, I could play, I'll end up humming along and singing the same things that I'm playing all the time. But I mean, I can't, I can sing Flight of the Bumblebee, but I can't play it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know. I was just curious. Like that. It's interesting to just be like, I'm not going to take any lessons or have a frame of reference.
Yeah.
It comes through?
I mean, I'm be honest, man. I don't know. Like, with pedal steel, it's like with that particular approach, and with the guitar, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, I don't know.
I've seen you play guitar.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you. And just being honest, I couldn't tell you what note I'm hitting. I couldn't tell you. I can tell you what key we're in. I can tell you the chords. But when it comes to soloing and personal expression, like, that's just repetition. And 9 times out of 10, I don't know how to play what I'm hearing in my head anyway. So I just jump off the cliff with it.
Okay.
But that's just been my approach, just because I feel like that's the most honest. Like, I haven't prepared anything. I don't really have any licks that I practice or anything. And so I have started practicing since our last practice conversation. I didn't feel like that was very, to anybody listening that might be starting out, I don't think that's very honest for me to say, because of the amount of music that I've surrounded myself with my whole life.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And so like when I say I don't practice,
I don't think anybody took it that way. I didn't take it that way.
Yeah, but I don't want anybody to think that practice isn't important. Like, because I want you to hold yourself to the flame of music as much as possible.
Yeah, for sure.
Whatever that means for you.
Yeah,
you know? And it's not that I'm anti-practice. It's not that.
Yeah.
It's like if you were to just look at my day-to-day life, you know, music is always involved in some area at this point in time. So that came from me practicing with a band 9 hours a week, three times a week. Yeah. Like it came from me doing that. And so I don't want anybody to think like I've lost relationships because of the amount of music that I do in my life. So I don't, please know that like when I say practice, I'm talking about a very specific kind of practice but I'm doing that now. So, because I don't, that's not a good message to put out there for anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm going to say it, I got to back it up. And that bothered me when I said it.
Did it really?
Yeah, because it wasn't like I was on a pedestal or anything. I heard myself say it and I was like, well, now I got to stay accountable to it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and I can't be the guy that doesn't practice. Like I don't want some kid to use me as an excuse to not practice. Like,
oh, I got you.
Ever. Well, Joel didn't. Nope, that's not true. Practicing music is a lifestyle now more than it is,
for sure. Yeah.
and so I wanted to apologize about that because I don't want to. I do understand that what we say, might catch to somebody. You know? Hopefully it doesn't mean anything, and people are like, "That's right, he doesn't practice, that little jerk."
I think it's obvious that you practice. Anybody who sees you play, it's not like you're just stepping up there. Even playing sacred steel, lap steel is not easy, man. So sitting out and you tear that thing up. I know you've practiced it. Mm-hmm. There's no way you just can just yank out in different keys because. I don't even understand what are those.
Okay. I'll put it
there's
to
a
you
lot going on.
Imagine. So it's really cool because you have an open tuned instrument.
Yeah.
Okay. Imagine that if I had those front two pedals, right? So the first two, one is far left, two is so one moves it up the two, so it raises the two. So now I've got a sustain chord, right? Then if I put both of them down, if I press both of them down, it makes a 4 chord because in an open E chord, the G is raised to G sharp is raised to A, and the B is raised to C sharp.
Yeah.
So now I've got a 4 chord.
Yeah.
Open. So I can do all day. Now I just got to move my bar because if I have my bar with the two, if I move that up 2 frets, I got my 5 now.
Yeah.
So I've got 1, 4, 5. We're cooking with gas.
Yeah.
The one is if we're playing anything now, we're playing relative minor of, right? Mm-hmm. So if we're playing in A minor, I'm playing in C.
Yeah.
I go to the 4 in C, and that's a minor 4, and then I go to the and so it's very much like I call it. Poor man's theory. It's just, I'm just, okay, well, I'm practicing theory all the time.
Yeah.
And that is great.
That's one of the things about open keyed instruments that people don't realize. The banjo's the same way.
Yeah, because, and for that, when we strum the strings, it makes a chord without us pressing anything down. Mm-hmm. That's all that means. Yeah.
Yeah, and banjo is typically tuned to open G. But it's the same thing, because you got to do, start throwing capos on, that's like a little transmission. You start changing keys, you start messing everything around. You really got to know where you're going. Mm-hmm. It becomes a lot about knowing Nashville numbers.
It is.
And knowing how to say 1, 4, 5 or hit the 2.
Yep.
Yeah. Everybody should play a little open keyed instrument and get you some.
It's really, and it makes you, there are parts where you realize in a solo, with a pedal steel, all I've got to do is hit the notes of the chord. Mm-hmm. I don't have to make another melody line.
Yeah.
And that's another thing, knowing the role of my instrument. I sing with it. I try to play it, but that's not how you're traditionally playing a pedal steel, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm playing it more like a Southern sacred steel style. But like those guys, Nashville guys, there was a incredible guy I was listening to. I shared him today. His last name's Dahl, and Wayne Dahl is his name. And dude, he's playing only the notes in the chord. He's just playing chords. And it is the most beautiful thing you've ever heard in your entire life. Played for Reba McEntire, and funny story I'll tell you about later. But like just knowing your instrument of like with the banjo, with an open tuned instrument, just rolling the chords for a solo. That's everybody loves it because you know what I'm saying? Saxophone's the same way. There's certain instruments, trombone, you don't have to do much, you know, and it adds so much. So the pedal steel's that way. Like I could be as busy as I wanted to be, but just padding chords is great, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Have you tried to write? Do you write with it at all?
The first, the song "Thankful" that I wrote, during COVID, I just played A, G, D, and dun, 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 and played that forever. Like I would just sit in the house and just play that for hours. That one chord progression, because it amazed me that, whoa, we're playing pedal steel. You know? But I've written on that. So Jerry Garcia makes more sense. A lot of pedal steel players make more sense with their songwriting when learning the pedal steel because it all moves in fourths. And by that, I mean when you go from G, you're going to C. When you're going to D, you're going to A. You know, like you're going to these... You hear music moving in fourths a lot more. So that you really get to see the songwriting of guys that you like when you learn a new instrument and you go, this is what he was talking about. Right?
Yeah.
Like I'm sure that if I learned banjo, I would learn a little bit more about Jerry Garcia.
Yeah. There'll be a couple of songs you'll be like, oh, I see. This is really easy to play.
Yeah, like Althea, for example. That's a banjo song.
Yeah.
Like he wrote that because he was like, well, I hear banjo. And so when you learn instruments that your favorite musicians play as well, their whole way of thinking makes more sense to you. And that fascinates me.
Yeah, you can learn a lot about musicians. I'm just learning on banjo, I just learned you'll end up picking up on the same. If you tab like 2 or 3 solos or 2 or 3 songs out from the same banjo player, you'll pick up on their idiosyncrasies. They're like, oh, they put that in each single one. I see that. Yeah.
And that gives you, man, when I'm in the studio, right? Or when I'm playing, you have your own way of playing. You have your own touch. You have your own song. You have your own licks. Celebrate those. Put those in everything. I start and please quote me, I start every solo with like the same 3 notes. In the da-da-da or da-da-da or da-da-da. That's how every solo is going to start. Because it's my nod to playing the groove. It's my nod to humbling myself. It's my nod to, it doesn't matter what I play. But it's always going to have that da-da-da at the beginning.
Yeah.
Because it's just me saying to myself, dude, just play what you play every time.
Yeah.
Like, I can play the same solo 50 different ways every solo, and people be like, yep, that's Joel Forlines or whatever. And that's not a problem. Like, people shy away from, yeah, man, I do that every time. Good.
Yeah.
One guy came up to me when I was 19. We wrote like 12 songs for this band, and he came to me and he was like, man, this is great stuff, but they all sound the same. And they all had different chord progressions, right? Yeah. And so I knew what he was saying, and I said, you know what that is? That's called a sound. The Grateful Dead do stuff all the time, over and over again. The Allman Brothers, Little Feat, Billy Strings, all the time are doing things repeatadly.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just like their little calling card they're dropping out. So don't, I used to shy away from those things, and I'm not going to do it anymore because everybody.
I think everybody does it. Yeah. Everybody has like, I could, literally all of the heroes we've talked about or mentioned today, I can think of one lick, or I can sing it right now. It's like either a Jerry Garcia lick, you're hearing a bunch of stuff. Yeah,
And that's called your voice, just
it's
like
just style.
I can hear you. I could go across the world, and there could be a recording of you played in the airport. Hey, this is Randy Steele. Come check out the new music, or whatever. I would know that that's you, whether you said your name or not, because you have a voice.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's like what we all strive for, I
Yeah,
think.
distinction. Yeah.
Yeah. But the only way we can do that is not paying attention to it, right?
Honestly, I think it's just, it is you, right? Like you're putting out whatever it is you know what I mean? So like if you're paying attention to it, that might be the voice you put out is that you pay attention to yourself. You know?
Yes, that's a very good point. Yeah.
So-
And that law of physics, I've been noticing this, that objects behave differently when observed. Like that. Like I've been really meditating on that one, and how we as musicians can like let go of the observation so that we can just be, and not pay attention to the fact that there's attention. It's
You mean like on stage or
on stage,
yeah,
off stage,
Off stage.
just interpersonally, like anybody in general is just the pressure's off, man. This has never been done before, and we're all making it up.
Yeah. I kind of feel that way right now. I'm like,
Yeah, dude. Yes.
wow,
Yes. Pressure's off. Like mad off. Like I think, especially for people that are trying to do the right thing, it's like, dude, it's working. Like every little bit of kindness works immediately in real time, and it's helpful.
Yeah.
So